When you're having some emotions, when you're feeling a little sad or depressed or stuck, yucky, you might think you've regressed. Like, why am I feeling this again? I felt this before. I thought I got past this. You are making room. You're making room for joy. You're making room for expansion, for the next step of your life. Your soul, your spirit is bringing this up to the surface so that you can move it through and allow it to move out because you're expanding. You're increasing your frequency, and you're doing it whether you know it or not. And many of you that are listeners here, you do know it. You do know that this is what you want. This is what you're doing. And so when you do feel those icky feelings, those more uncomfortable feelings, celebrate. That is great because it says that your body is healing. You're getting more aligned. You are expanding into your alignment. You are aligning with yourself. You are increasing your vibration. Let's dive a little deeper into this. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the Embody Podcast, and I'm Candice Wu, your host. Thank you so much for being here. This is a topic that I constantly have to remind myself about. Right before the new year, I felt exhausted and I felt just, blah. Those feelings of a little bit of negativity, sadness, a little heavy, a little dense. I was having all these dreams that just kept stirring things up, it seemed like, and I'd wake up feeling meh about the day, feeling meh about myself, and knowing that there was something in me that wanted to be seen. Luckily, I have, in the last stretch, really remembered this, that whenever something wants to come through, it is great. I'm celebrating it, but there might be moments in there where I feel like, I don't want to deal with this. Do you ever feel that way? Do you feel like, I just don't want to feel this? I've felt this so much in my life. Again, or why is this coming up? I thought I dealt with it. Am I regressing? Am I getting back into how I used to feel? Because those feelings do feel like how we used to feel, right? Or maybe they're how you do feel all the time now or frequently. It's coming up so that you can choose. You can choose to either do the thing you normally do with it that puts it away and copes with it. And sometimes we need to distract. Sometimes we need to pendulate, to go into something pleasant, something that makes our body feel safe, our nervous system. And it reminds our body that we are safe so that we can go back into those deeper feelings and do something with them. Lately, I've found that I can just touch into who I truly am instead of these feelings and just align into that, and it moves these through if I'm aware of it. And I'll talk more about that, but sometimes it requires, because it feels so heavy and dense and so identified with in me, that I need to look a little deeper into those feelings, give more attention there, and then allow it to show me what it wants to show me, and then it moves. And I come back into a more aligned space where I feel amazing. But this is what it's here for, that choice that you could either do what you used to do maybe, or what makes these feelings just go away temporarily but come back later, or you can choose to do something different. And we're going to talk about some of those options today. Different, this might not be different for you, but do something to honor those feelings, to let those feelings move through in a gentle way, to embrace that process, knowing that this is part of your expansion. It coming to the surface at all is great because you want it to. You don't want it to stay inside of you, hidden in the deep closets and the depths of your being, so that you can deal with it later and also carry it around all over the place, acting it out randomly and it coming up and popping its head up and you bobbing it down. We don't want to carry it around. That's what people call baggage. I call it that kindly because that's a part of us. But is it a part of you to believe that you're not worthy? Well, you experienced it. It's an iteration of what we can experience, but is it truly you? No. Is it truly you to believe that you're unworthy and then all these emotions come up? No. sometimes it's messier and murkier than that, and it's not so clear what this belief is underneath everything that actually would pull the rug from it all. If we popped the balloon by seeing what belief was embedded underneath all these emotions and reactions internally, we would see that it's kind of ridiculous. So let me give you an example. When I was feeling emotional and in this space where I just didn't know what was what, I was feeling a little sad. I looked at the sadness eventually after binge watching a few shows on Netflix, which I really wanted to do anyway. I wanted to give myself that break. It's one of the ways that helps me unwind, along with being in my bed and taking naps or giving myself a small little self-massage or a bath with magnesium salts. So I'm just listing a few things that I do to help me feel into that safety, into that holding space that lets what wants to be seen come through. So when I did go into looking at that sadness, I saw it was something so familiar. It was this feeling that I don't deserve to be loved. I am unworthy. I am unworthy of being loved, and I deserve to be rejected. And I asked myself, why do I feel I deserve to be rejected? And the answers today, it's a question I've asked myself. It's a process I've gone through before to look at all this over and over and over. But I was asking today, my sadness today, what makes you feel like you should be rejected? And the answers were, I deserve to be rejected because I have emotions, because I have needs, because I have a personality that's different from the other people in relation to me, and because I'm bad. And when I wrote these down, I felt the sadness move, which was great. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to move. So I'm feeling this, I'm looking at this, and my mental side knows, wow, these are absurd, right? This is not, if I look at it logically, no one deserves to be rejected because they have emotions, because they have needs. They should be respected for those. And am I bad? No. So I knew that. I knew all that. And the greater me knows that. The greater me now knows that, as well as all of the higher frequencies of me. But this part of me, this piece that was coming up potently, does not know that. And I wanted to integrate that with the rest of me. So I felt the emotion. It wasn't something I could just shift out of and be like, no, no, that's just not even real. And if I can, I will. I will just shift into, I'm so wonderful. I am so amazing. I am a person and worthy and deserving of love, just like anyone else. But I couldn't. It seemed like I couldn't. Maybe that's just a story that I need to look at, that I couldn't. But it felt big enough that I just needed to hang with it for a little bit and allow that to untangle and crumble away from the identity that I used to have, and just loosen itself up from my energy, from my body. And it did. Naturally, I went to, I am a person, and that brought more healing, that brought more tears. I am a person that is worthy of love just because I exist. And I am a person who has emotions, and that's beautiful. And I am worthy of love. So I just went to these more positive feelings. And now when I look at both sides, it's just neutral on both ends, except I can bring myself more joy by feeling the beautiful beliefs, the ones that feel more true to me, but also that I want to feel about myself. So that's just a little example. At first, all these feelings were pretty murky and had no definition, and they were just kind of amorphous and filling up my energy. And then I got into some clarity about what those beliefs were and what those emotions were telling me. All of this was making room, allowing me to reset and have new space for joy, for more love, because I returned to love. So are you feeling a little bit lost, or have you felt a little bit lost, a little bit depressed, a little disinterested in things that you normally find interest in, things you used to love? Maybe even, are you feeling a little irritable? Maybe even angry? Maybe if you look at that irritation, it expands into even rage. For me, there was shame underneath. So when there's shame, in me, it can feel masked by other feelings at first. But if you are feeling any of these, great, because it is a breadcrumb to unfold what your spirit wants you to see right now so that you can move it out or let it move. And that then more fun and more love, more receiving and more joy can come in. If your space and your energy, your body is filled with these old energies, how can you even have room for joy, for bliss, for more fun, for receiving your own or someone else's love more than your current capacity? Your body is helping you by bringing these up to the surface. And yeah, it does so randomly. It brings it up at times that are inopportune or seemingly unfortunate, uncomfortable. But that's the beauty of this process. It is its own life force. You are your own life force, and your spirit is not going to guide you in the wrong way. It's going to show you the things that need to move through, that need integration, that want maybe a renegotiation. So when I say renegotiation, I don't mean to go back in and look at that traumatic thing, to go in to that emotion and say to that sadness or that stuckness, what are you? What do you want to share with me? What do you want me to know? And then what do you need? Does it need your acknowledgement? Does it just need you to know this and to hear it? Does it need you to hold its hand and hold it, feel empathy for what you have gone through? Does it need your mother? So bring in your imaginary mother and let it have your mother. Does it need a tray of donuts? Well, imagine that. You don't need to do it in real life, but you can imagine it and let your body feel through it. Our imagination is a superpower, not just for our manifestation efforts, not just for what you want to create and dream for yourself, but you can dream your healing process here. You can dream up the thing that you need to complete and renegotiate that emotion, that old feeling, so that it doesn't have such a stronghold on your identity or on your energy, on your body. So another thing you can do is use forgiveness statements. You can say, I forgive myself for judging myself, for believing that I'm unworthy of love. And just breathe and let your body feel whatever it feels. Let the energies move, let the emotions move. And then if there's a stronger emotion that wants attention, look at it, hold it, do the process we just said by speaking to it and giving it what it needs. And it might be, I forgive myself for judging myself, for having to feel shame. I forgive myself for judging myself, for believing that I don't deserve love, for believing that I deserve rejection, for believing that I'm not good enough. Whatever the belief is, say it out loud and say it in every iteration that it exists in. So for me, it'd be, I forgive myself for judging myself, for believing that because I have emotions, I'm unworthy of love and I should be rejected. Because I have needs and boundaries, I should be discarded. Use all of the words that touch you. You can even write them down so that you can really get each iteration. And to complete it, if necessary, you can say the opposite. I forgive myself for judging myself, for forgetting that it's a given that I am worthy, that because I'm a person, that because I exist, I am deserving of love. I forgive myself for judging myself, for forgetting that it's safe to feel shame. It's safe to feel any emotion, and it will move. So the statements are, I forgive myself for judging myself, for believing, or sometimes just, I forgive myself for judging myself, for experiencing, for having to experience. And then I forgive myself for judging myself, for forgetting. And you fill in the blanks. Now, if you don't need any of these processes that go into that old belief and paradigm and complete it, which I totally understand in myself and in others, that if you're constantly doing that, you're just constantly, continually healing, and you're just stuck in a loop. wastes your energy, or it can drain your energy. And there may be a time where most of those things in you are less dense, they're lighter, they're not so attached into your energy that you don't need to complete it from the inside. You can just align to who you are, to who you truly are, or who you desire to be, and be that person. Anchor in that ability to move from that murky old energy and transfer into the new, transfer into who you are. And how do you do that? You use all your senses. You can use any anchor words or emotions or objects and images to help you get into the true you. So for me, feeling like I'm a person who matters, I'm a being who's eternal. So just beyond my personhood, beyond this earth body, this planetary body, I am eternal. That often really helps me get into that higher frequency of myself and connects me to this body. It can be the words that you want to believe about yourself, the beliefs that are more true to you. It can be nature or a crystal or some animal or spiritual being or something that brings you into the feeling of exactly who you are and who you want to be. That is all aligned. Who you are, who you want to be. That's when you know this is your alignment. When it feels amazing, blissful, when it feels peaceful or spacious or any feeling that you want to feel. So if you can shift into that being and land there, you can just notice on your periphery those older energies that you used to hang out in more, those older ways of being and iterations of yourself, and just let them be irrelevant. They will fade into irrelevancy as you anchor in and fortify that this is you. For me, sometimes that works, and sometimes I also need to just gently waft the old energies outside of my energy space. So as you allow these feelings to come forward, allow yourself to align or complete the feelings that you need to complete or renegotiate them, and then come into your alignment. Then hang out there, savor that, because that's the feeling you want to feel, right? So be in it. Be that person. Be the person that has thoughts and emotions that are aligned with this frequency and this way of being. Do the actions that are this being. Let things in the outer world fall apart, because as you align more into this being that is your new frequency, that is more aligned, more every day, things in your external world are going to rearrange around your energy. Yes, the world around you is going to rearrange around your internal world, and your perceptions of it are going to rearrange as well. So they both work together. Things may fall apart in the external world. Things may shift. Things may feel like they're going wrong. Sometimes things happen like accidents, things that just are uncomfortable for the body. I've noticed that for myself, and it just is another signal that things are shifting, and you might need to just slow down and allow more integration to happen. It may look like it's all going badly outside of you, but that is also a great signal. That's a celebration that it's all working for you. It's all shifting because of your internal shifts. You are the earthquakes. You are sending the ripples outward. Your energetic signal transmits immediately, and the external world is working for you. It's at your command. It's at your energy shift. It's doing what it needs to break through into that new external world that you're creating, that you're manifesting. So it's all working out for you, always, even when you're not conscious of this. And if that's hard to believe, what if you believed it? When you believe it, you're actually riding with that tailwind at your back, supporting you instead of against you, against the wind. And your energy of embracing that combines with that tailwind to bring you even more power. You create more easily because you're going with that flow of what's happening for you, what's wanting to happen for you, and what the external world is giving you to see as a reflection of all these things that are happening. You're going with it. That's like more than double the energy because, the sum of two parts is more than one. You can prune off the energies and the old stories of times when you believed that things don't work out for you, that things aren't working out for you. You can let that idea go. And as you do that and you change your perspective, you also change the reality that the external world begins to then create for you. The external world works for you. The stronger you believe in that, the more it works for you, but it's always working for you anyway. So stop fighting yourself, stop fighting your inner being that's guiding your spirit forward and pulling you forward into the new, into the expansion that it wants for you, that is you. It's guiding you back to you. All of our external world, all of your internal world is working for you for this. So when you think you've regressed, when you think, why am I feeling uncomfortable feelings? I've been doing better. Or maybe you're feeling this all the time and you're just sick of it. Let that go for now. Know that you're making room. Imagine you could believe that if you can't believe it. That you're making room for beautiful energies to come through. You're expanding, you're increasing your frequency, you're connecting in more with who you are. And this is a step towards that. It may just take that little process or big process in between. And that disinterest in life, the feeling of just meh or blah, or feeling a little murky and sad or untethered and lost, that will slowly move out or quickly move out, depending on your inner process, and you might find a new spark. And don't be discouraged if you find that spark just for a moment and then more feelings show up, or for a day and then you return to some of the other feelings. There may be more of it to shift out, or your body is practicing, your energy is practicing moving from the old energies and into the new. You're practicing, and it may be giving you that practice. You want to feel solid in that, right? Well, maybe you don't. You get to choose. So yeah, you can stay in your old stories. You can stay in the putting it all away. You can choose to not expand. That is definitely a choice you have, and you can do that. And there's no shame in that. For me, it just doesn't end up working out because I feel like crap. And I feel worse and worse when I do that, when I start avoiding my feelings, or when I don't look where my spirit's asking me to look, where my inner being's asking me to look. For me, I surrender. I give in to what my inner being wants and what it guides me to. It knows the way. I completely trust that. So I give. So that's all for today. I have a few special announcements. I have a couple of Gong baths coming up. I love Gong sound healing. It feels like it rearranges my body from the inside out, and then that I also connect in with a more expanded version of myself, and that becomes a new baseline. I love the vibrations. I love the sounds. It's just so beautiful how those vibrations truly ripple through our bodies. So this year, I'm going to offer some Gong baths, some in person and some virtual. So no matter where you are in the world, you can connect in. The virtual one is going to be held through Bloom Yoga Studio, one of my favorite studios in Chicago. I used to teach there in person, and now I'm going to do a virtual Gong bath, a reset, renew, rejuvenate Gong bath on March 1st, Sunday at 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Central Time, USA. sign up for it at CandiceWu.com/bloom. But I'll put the link here below and also be posting that on my social media and sending it out in my newsletter. The other one is going to be Palentine's Day. It's going to be February 13th, 2026. All this is in 2026 for anyone listening in the future. February 13th, 2026, 7 p.m. at Bodhi Yoga in Farmington Hills, Michigan. That's in person. It's called Sips and Sounds, a Palentine's Day event, which means bring all your friends, bring your buddies, bring your loved ones, bring your family, bring your lover. It's for everybody. Your experience is going to include an hour of a gong bath by me and also 2 yummy, cozy, decaffeinated warm drinks from Ground Control Roasters in Farmington Hills. It's one of my favorite cafes in Farmington Hills, owned by 2 of my friends, Liz and James, my CrossFit coaches actually. So it's going to be a really yummy evening. So I hope you can join us for that. You can sign up for this at CandiceWu.com/pals. It's just a touch in. The Ally with Death audio was on sale until the end of the year 2025, but I've extended that until the end of January. So you can get that at CandiceWu.com/death. It's so great that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me on the Embody podcast. See you next time.